as far as Guatemalans go, I feel like they speak very slow, which was very comforting because you know you hear the Mexican, you know, kind of what do you call that? Just like kind of an accent. They speak really, really upbeat, fast, and like kind of like they're singing. And then you know there were some other elders like from the Dominican Republic. You just can't understand you know what they're saying, or it kind of sounds like they're like very slurred in their speech. But Guatemalans, they're very good at like dictating and enunciating what they say for the most part. So it was actually a little easier to like start to understand people because they speak a lot slower, and you're able to pick up a lot more words because they enunciate a little bit better and actually pronounce most of the vowels and like different things in the word. Like I think the further you go out from the city, the worse the Spanish gets. So like when I was in the mountains, a lot of people, you know, they spoke the indigenous languages as their first language, and Spanish was their second language, and it was really difficult, Spanish being my second language, trying to communicate with them. So you kind of have to break that language barrier. But as far as in the city, and I'm sure it's getting you know better just as more people are becoming educated. You know, the kids actually speak very, very good Spanish, and they can read and write and everything. You know, the parents can't read and write as well, so it becomes a little bit more difficult to like you know have them read and things like that. But you'll find that Guatemalans have a very, very distinct vocabulary. Like they say things very very specific to Guatemala, and they can always tell who's from who, like who's from what part of the country, because they speak very, very distinctly. And so you know if you can tell if they're from the capital because they speak like with a certain accent, which is a little bit more clear. You know, if they're from like the southern parts by El Salvador or Honduras, you know, they speak a little bit more muffled or something like that. And also how you know the words that they have to say things like you know like chuchito means like little dog, or like pilas means like you know if you're saying like este niño está bien pilas, like that means like this kid is like really good at like soccer or something like that, or like he's really good at what he's doing, you know. But in other countries, pilas means like batteries, so it's just like that doesn't really make sense, you know. What are some other things like you know, like you'll always hear like I don't know, I learned a lot of like different slang words I guess on the mission, which is like you're not supposed to like say slang words, but like everybody uses them, so it's like kind of hard not to like learn those words and like kind of adapt them into your vocabulary because everybody says them, so it's kind of like you know the common language almost. So like you know kind of like I think in Mexico they say this too, is like cuates, like say like this guy, or you say like you have to be really careful too because some words are like bad words in other countries and they're actually like good words in some countries. I probably shouldn't say this just for like who would see this video, but yeah, there's some words that are actually like really good to say in Guatemala, but are bad in other countries, and vice versa. You know, they're bad in Guatemala and good in other countries. So you just have to be kind of very specific about what you say and learn what a word actually means when you hear it in order to like say it again. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of like different like words, like you know, like tuanis is like you know like this, like that shirt is like really cool, I like it. It's like esta camisa está bien tuanis. Like it doesn't really make sense. Like even in Spanish, it doesn't really like make sense. But like I don't know, to Guatemalans it makes sense, so you kind of learn it, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed learning the language. I always had like a little notebook with me, and like I had like a Spanish side and an English side, and even when I was in the mountains, I had like a cachiquel side to learn the cachiquel words for different things. And like I would, anytime I didn't know a word, even like to the last day of my mission, I was doing this. I was just writing down words and like trying to learn like five words a day, and it was like super helpful. So